Hey, good Monday morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you had a good weekend. It's kind of a crazy weekend of weather. Well, it's all crazy and going to continue to get a little more crazy for the next month or so. Looks like we're going to head into, guess what? True classic Michigan winter weather solidly for at least the next couple of weeks. After the next couple of days, I'm guessing probably for a month. So what do we mean by true Michigan winter weather? Highs in the single digits, teens, 20s, lows in the single digits above and below zero, some occasional bursts of snow. All of that says that to me the roads are going to start to get icy over the next week or two because we won't have any assistance in melting from Mother Nature. So we are in it, folks. So here we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. So what I wanted to show you here is that out to the west, Pacific Northwest, southern Canada, the Rockies, that's our next weather system. None of the ones coming in the next week are major moisture, widespread snow, widespread heavy snow producers. They're lake effect snow producers. They're 1 to 3 inch snow producers, but they just keep coming. So we'll cover today. Today is a great day to travel. Tomorrow probably a great day to travel, even though there will be rain tomorrow. It will still be fairly mild. And then after that, the Arctic front comes through on Wednesday. So here's your radar forecast for today. We should even get some sunshine. We do have some sunshine in places right now, along with a lot of low gray clouds in other places. I think we'll see gradually more sunshine, and some places could see quite a bit of sun today. Now this is overnight tonight. 4 in the morning, 5 to Ludington, down to Grand Rapids, and then eventually into the Saginaw Valley. Will have rain developing. It looks like it should be warm enough on a southwest wind that it's even rain at sunrise. And then tomorrow, rain showers. This is the middle of the day. This is noon tomorrow. You could see rain showers working their way across lower Michigan. Some wet snow in the UP. So tomorrow is kind of a showery day, but a mild day, and then you'll see the signs of the Arctic front, the first Arctic front. This is Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. So what you have there is an Arctic front, Arctic cold front pushing straight southward through southern Michigan, and you see how the rain changes to snow. So Wednesday morning, southern third of the state could have slick roads, could have messy roads, and then again the cold will lock in and we'll start to get these smaller Alberta Clipper storms. I want to show you this. This is the long term. So this is the upper airflow. I got a couple looks for you. This is the ensemble, 50 tweaks of the European. And what you're going to see is waves of Arctic air developing. So here's our wave Wednesday into Thursday into Friday. Another wave develops as we go into the weekend. And basically a cold trough is developing over the eastern part of the U.S. This is next week at this time. And that says the eastern half of the U.S. is going to be colder, too much colder than normal. This is January 21st. You might feel like this looks like a little bit of a moderation, perhaps for a couple of days. And then we go into toward the end of January, January 27th, and we're looking at still that cold flow. The other thing I have for you is a surface temperature anomaly. So today and tomorrow we are mild, and then here comes the Arctic air. This is Thursday. What does that mean? What do these colors mean? These colors mean that we're going to be about 15 degrees colder than normal on the high temperature and the low temperature. So normal high now, southern Michigan, 30 degrees, 29, something like that. Take off 15, your high's in the teens. Northern lower Michigan, average high now probably 27-ish. Take off 15, your high's in the low teens by Thursday. And you better get used to that because it looks like a couple of weeks of it. So this is the weekend and it's colder than normal, and this is early next week. where the Arctic air, is, probably going to bottom out, and there you're 20 degrees colder than normal. So we could have some below zero temperatures in the overnight hours. January 24th, January 25th, large area of Arctic air, and we're hovering in it. That's why I think typically what happens is something like this lasts into mid-February and then finally lets go. All right, now let's look at the surface weather pattern to give you an idea of what's coming as far as, snowfall. And what I would say about this is right now down the pipeline, we don't see what I would call a major widespread statewide heavy snow, but a lot of windy 1, 2, and 3 inchers. Not today, dry. Tomorrow, again, this is mostly rain. Temperatures above freezing for most of us, so you're going to be okay traveling tomorrow. And then here comes the Arctic front already through by midday on Wednesday, and then the northeast wind and colder. This northern wind is important because this next heavy lake effect batch will be something we used to see a lot, we haven't seen in a while, and that's a north-south band of lake snow coming down Lake Michigan into the very southwest corner of lower Michigan, 1 or 2 counties, and into northern Indiana. So if you're heading to Chicago on Thursday, you have about a 50-mile drive there through Indiana that could be pretty nasty. And then as we get to the weekend, the next blob of Arctic air comes with an Alberta clipper, a general, these are typically a 1 to 3 inch wind-driven snow. And then we see more of that next week, along with cold temperatures. And that tells me that we're going to start to get into a road mess because Mother Nature just won't help out. We won't get rid of any ice on the sides of the roads. Here's total snowfall. So as we go into late Wednesday and Thursday, the lake effect develops on north winds. Like I told you, see that in the far southwest corner? That's a 6 to 12 inch snow into northern Indiana. So be careful with that on Wednesday night, Thursday. And then as we go into the weekend, we add on another inch or 2. This is out into the weekend, places like Ann Arbor, Detroit, Lansing, Flint, 1 to 2 inches of snow. So not heavy, but again, it won't go anywhere because of the temperatures. And here they are. Let's give you the high temperature forecast. And we are in it, I'll have a couple of good points about this. I mean, a lot of folks love winter weather, and, I do too. Not in March, but January, it's fine. So today we're going to crack the freezing mark, and tomorrow we may wake up to temperatures of 40 degrees or more from Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Grand Rapids southward. Wednesday, you can definitely see the Arctic front. Look at how it goes from 30s in the southern half early in the morning to 20s to teens, and then the Arctic air is entrenched on Thursday, high temperatures in the teens. Friday, high temperatures in the 20s. The weekend, you can rebound ahead of the next wave, and then here comes the next wave of Arctic air for late in the weekend, early next week. This is Wednesday the 21st, so you see a lot of purple on this map. This is next Friday, next Saturday, next Sunday, next Monday. Remember, this model does have the pitfall of wanting to stay cold too long, but it makes, you got to admit, it makes a lot of sense that when you get into the last 2 weeks of January or first week of February at least, that we get pretty cold. It's sometimes in the last decade we haven't had that happen, but it's very similar to, I guess I would say, last 2 weeks of July. You always figure it's going to be mostly hot and humid in Michigan. So there's your weather update. Good travel today and tomorrow is the main story. Arctic front on Wednesday with falling temperatures. Then we go to the wind-driven snow showers and no help from Mother Nature on getting any ice or packed snow off the roads in the next couple of weeks after Tuesday. There's your MLive morning weather update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Monday. Take care.